Alexis, it's your local nerd, here to teach you a little bit about proportions. Now, the specific proportions I'm going to be talking about today are proportions that can give you percentages, which you can then work with further if you need to. So the way we're going to set this up is we're going to put the part we're trying to find over the whole. And we're going to have that equal x over 100. What that's going to do is that's going to make this x the percent that we're trying to find. You won't have to do any further math after that. X will equal the percent. So let's do an example with this. So let's say in a classroom there are 5 girls and 20 boys. We're going to call those our wholes. So let's say 5 girls, and we're going to set up the rest of the equation because it never changes. And then 20 boys. And again, this side never changes. So this class has a bit of a bullying problem. So there are 3 girls in the entire class who are picked on. We're going to call that our part. There are 5 boys in the entire class who are picked on. So there are more boys who are picked on in the classroom, but I mean, if you're looking at these numbers, you can see there's something not super right about this, right? Yeah. Alright, anyway, let's do this math. So we're going to take 3 times 100 to get 300, and then 5 times x to equal 5x. Then we divide both sides by 5 to get 60 equals x. So that means that any girl in the class has a 60% chance of being picked on. Alright, now let's do the guys. So we're going to take 5 times 100 to get 500 equals, then 20 times x to equal 20x. Then we divide both sides by 20 to get 25 equals x, which means that any boy in class has a 25% chance of being picked on. That, when we look at those numbers, there's something obviously wrong, right? Like we can tell there's something not quite right about these numbers. We would all probably agree that that teacher needs to go talk to her students about bullying, right? Right. Okay. Let's use an example with a little more relevance today. All right. There were 250 black people killed by police in 2019. We're going to call that our part. There were 403 white people killed by police in 2019. There are 44,080,000 black people living in America. And again, this part of the equation never changes. There are 250,520,000 white people living in America. So let's break these down. So 250 times 100 is going to give us 25,000 equals 44,080,000 x. Now we're going to divide both sides by 44,080,000 to get 0.000567 equals x. That is the percent chance that any black person living in America has to be killed by police. That's a pretty low number, right? Yeah, I mean, yeah. So 0.000567%. Awesome. Okay, let's look at this side. So we're going to multiply 403 times 100 to get us 40,300. Now we're going to multiply 250,520,000 by x to get 250,520,000 x. We are now going to divide both sides by 250,520,000 to get 0.000161 equals x, which means that any white person living in America has a 0.00161% chance of being killed by police. Wait a minute. Can we take a second to look at these numbers? That number is obviously higher, right? We can all agree on that, right? So, just for kicks and giggles, let's see how much higher it is. So the way we're going to do this is we are going to divide that by this number. When you do this math, it comes out to 3.526. A black person living in America is 3.526 times more likely to be killed by police than any white person living in America. Let's go back to our earlier problem with the students in the classroom who were being bullied. You all probably said that that teacher needs to have a conversation with her students, right? I mean, yeah. This number, I haven't done the math personally, but it's going to be a little higher than 2. Let's call it 2.25. That's my guesstimation, but it's definitely not more than 3. Take a second to look at those numbers. If you agreed that there's a problem here, and you probably did, and you do not agree that there is a problem here, evaluate yourself. A conversation needs to be had. Thank you.